Hello, it's Alex and welcome to Hey Little Thrifter. Today I'm doing a tag video and it is the finished the book tag. I was tagged by Regina St. Clair and the original tag is by Samuel Daram. I will leave both of their videos linked below. Okay, question 1 is, do you keep a list of the books you have read? Yes, I do. I use Goodreads for that. I used to just keep a note of it in a notebook some years ago, but then I started using Goodreads and I just found that an easier way of kind of tracking and cataloguing the whole, you know, what I've read, what I want to read thing. I found that with a notebook, once I'd written in it, I didn't really refer back to it. And with Goodreads, it's easier to see at a glance what I've read, or what I rated a book, or you know, what I want to read. So yeah, I find Goodreads, it's not perfect, but it's pretty good for keeping track of what I've read. Question 2, if you record stats, what stats do you record? I don't really record stats. I have tried it before a couple of years ago. I used to, again, write down everything in a notebook and I would record certain statistics, but I just didn't find it was helpful in any way. I didn't actually refer back to it at any point, so I stopped doing that. I think it's interesting to see how many books you've read in a year and, you know, how many of each star rating you've read. Stuff like that is interesting to see at the end of the year, but otherwise I don't know if I take too much notice of the statistics throughout the year. Question 3, do you give star ratings for books? And if so, what do you score books out of and how do you come about this score? So I use, the 5-star rating system, and I know some people like it, some people hate it. I quite like it. I find it helpful for me to rate a book that way, and then I can see at a glance, you know, how I liked a book if I'm looking back over what I've read. And I also like being able to see at a glance what other people have rated a book, and yes, I don't take that, you know, as gospel. I do like to do my own research on a book as well, or even if it has terrible reviews, I might still pick it up and read it anyway, but I still find it useful to see an overall star rating. So my rating system is out of 5. A 3-star in the middle is a good book. Either I liked it fairly consistency throughout it, but it wasn't amazing, but it was good, I enjoyed it, it was okay. Or it was one that I really liked certain parts of it, but I really didn't like other parts of it, so it kind of balanced out to a 3, which is, yeah, it's in the middle, it's average. Below that, a 2-star would be a book I did not like for whatever reason, didn't enjoy it, or there were certain things I didn't like about it. Generally would not recommend. And a 1-star being right at the bottom would be, yeah, just a terrible book that was awful in some way and had no redeemable qualities. And on the positive side, a 4-star would be an excellent read, one that I really enjoyed and would definitely recommend. And a 5-star book is an amazing read. Definitely doesn't have to be a perfect read, but something that went beyond excellent and was really special in some way. So I'm pretty stingy with my 5-star ratings. I don't give them out willy-nilly. Yeah, a book has to be really something to get a 5-star from me, and it does happen, but yeah, not every day. Question 4 is, do you review books? And I do occasionally review books here on my channel. I have a few review videos of certain books and I definitely want to do more of them. And I have also been starting to add written reviews to Goodreads. I used to just give them a star rating and that would be it, but I have started adding reviews too, and I definitely want to continue with that. And this is probably a good segue to let you know I have a Goodreads, and it's one that I have, I don't know, for some reason just kind of kept to myself. So now that I'm actually doing something on there and adding reviews, I thought, yeah, I would love to now connect with people on there, and if you want to add me as a friend, please do. I will leave the link below in the description. Question 5 is, where do you put your finished books? Typically they would just go back on the bookshelf probably. My books aren't really super organised at the moment. I do have a bookcase which I use, but it's just kind of a temporary thing, more of a, you know, a practical measure than anything else at the moment. But one day when I get something a bit nicer, I will spend a bit more time organising my books a bit nicer. But yeah, typically once I've finished a book, it will just go back on the shelf wherever there's room. Or if it's a book I know I'm not going to want to keep, I'll probably put it somewhere else, and once I have a handful of books in that stack, I will donate it to a thrift store or something. Or if it's a library book, then obviously I will return it to the library. Question 6 is, how do you pick your next book? And I'm mostly a mood reader. I tend to just, yeah, whatever seems to grab me at the time, but I do like to plan ahead a little bit, in the sense of, you know, there'll always be books on my shelves that I am drawn to and I think, oh, I definitely want to read that one this month, or I want to get to these few in the next month or two. So it's not like a super strict TBR, but there are always a few books that I want to get to sooner rather than later. But as to how I pick my next book, it's, yeah, I don't know, just that je ne sais quoi, whatever special something that I am drawn to at the time. Question 7 is, do you have any other rituals for when you have finished a book? I guess I go on Goodreads, mark it as read, and then give it a star rating. Most of the time that star rating will be the one that I stick with, but very occasionally I might change the star rating after some time has passed and I've thought about the book a bit more, but usually I'm pretty solid on my ratings. And then usually once I've had time to digest the book and think about it a bit more, I'll add a review onto Goodreads, but that might, you know, take me a few days. And yeah, other than that, I think the only other thing I might do is shout to my husband and say, wow, that one was amazing, or oh my god, that was awful. And question 8 is, who do you tag? And I will tag Carla at Carla's Book Bits, Stacey at Stacey's Stories, and Cami at Cami's Corner. Or anyone else that would like to do this tag, feel free to go for it. I will leave the links below in the description. So that was the finished the book tag. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I will see you again in my next video. Bye!